Happy New Year, friends! So you've got your list of resolutions and you've already predetermined which ones are going to be the last ones that you'll do. If this sounds like you, keep on watching to learn how you can add a little twist to your 2022 resolutions. I am no stranger to procrastination, so to keep me going this year and make completing my New Year resolutions more spontaneous and fun, I've created a shadow box that will hold all of my resolutions that I've completed so that I can reflect on them on the eve of 2023, along with the reward that I will give myself if I complete them all. And without any further ado, let's get started. For this project, I used an old frame that had the word moments painted on the actual glass. To remove the word, I simply used some cotton rounds and a nail polish remover. I wasn't actually sure if it was gonna work, but as you can see, the word came right off with no real effort. I recently decided to try using a small puppy training pad on my workspace when painting after seeing fellow crafters use them to better protect my crafting table. Next, I used my Waverly chalk paint to paint the entire frame both inside and out. But before I began painting, I used painter's tape to protect the glass, though this was beginning to feel a bit tedious, so I found the perfect hack. So here's a quick tip. I used some scrap cardstock to tuck between the glass and frame, then tape the cardstock down. Not only was this faster, it protected the glass from getting paint on it perfectly. I definitely recommend this trick. And if you need to take a quick break between coats, I have another quick tip for you. Use a Ziploc or plastic bag to store your paint while you're not using it. This will keep it from drying out between coats. Once the frame was dried, I sanded around the edges and corners to expose the original black color and give it more of a rustic and worn look. I also decided to sand the entire piece lightly just so that it would feel smooth, but would also have the brush look I wanted it to have. I thought this would just make it easier to clean later down the line. Then I simply removed all of the cardstock and cleaned the glass to prepare it for the vinyl design. You can use alcohol to clean your surface, but I used my multi-surface cleaner from Grove Collaborative. I love their concentrated cleaning products and the beautiful reusable glass bottles they come in. I'll be sure to include my referral link in the description box below where you can claim your free gift set from Mrs. Meyer's to Grove's plastic-free line. The design I used for this project came from Cricut Design Space. I just adjusted the measurements to fit the surface I was working with, cut the design out on my Cricut Maker, and then weeded it out. To transfer my image, I used medium tack transfer paper from 143 Vinyl. If you haven't checked them out, I definitely recommend it because you get a great value for your money. And here's another quick tip. Use wax paper to help you line up your design onto the surface you are working on. Too many times I've done this without this hack only to accidentally drop the entire transfer sheet and have my vinyl stick to my surface in the wrong area. This will save you time and money in supplies in the long run. Now I wanted to keep the backing of the shadow box frame simple and light, so using double-sided tape, I stuck the backing onto this off-white textured cardstock. Then I cut around it using my craft knife so I could get the exact measurement. Next it was time to attach the backing, and I noticed that the little prongs from the frame were a little tough to get out of the way in order to slip the backing on without potentially ruining it. So I used this little spatula to push the prongs out of the way. This was a very helpful little trick, so I thought I'd share that with you too. And to top it all off, I went back to Cricut Design Space and typed up the words 2022 New Year Resolutions. I placed the words on a small bowl where I placed my 2022 New Year resolutions. I thought this year I'd just randomly pick one out, post it on my vision board until I completed it before dropping it into my Say Yes to Adventure shadow box. A great idea would also be to add a note to yourself at the bottom of your shadow box so that you can read it on the eve of 2023 with what you plan to reward yourself for completing all of your resolutions. You can also do milestone rewards if that suits you better. I also recommend that you create a rule playbook so that you can help keep yourself accountable, focusing on one resolution at a time to make sure that you're not pushing the one that you don't want to do until the very end. And also creating timelines. Creating timelines are a great way to keep you moving towards your target goal. What might be the most difficult New Year resolution that you'll be working on this year? Share with us by commenting below. I'm Ellie Lee with Ellie Lee Designs, and until the next one, bye.